breaking down everything that happened on SmackDown Live. So why don't we go ahead and bring in our very first guest. Let's bring him on in. The King, Jerry the King Lawler. King, welcome.
The King World. So if I stand up,
music, that's okay.
I'm trying to stand, but I'm wired in and I can't, so I apologize. Pleasure to have you.
And happy birthday belated.
Thank you. Set off, we have a Hall of
Birthdays are
Famer
nice.
right here.
Yes.
Birthdays are nice, but too many of them can kill you, is what I've heard. I'm not sure.
Well, okay, so speaking of certain situations that kind of evolved here tonight, King's Court, the very first time, congratulations on that.
I thought you were going to say, speaking of killing, I thought you were going to go right. Is that a segue? You almost died. I mean, geez. Show some compassion.
I'm getting to the compassion.
Okay.
I'm leading up to it. But to be in front of your friends and family in your hometown of Memphis and to have Dolph Ziggler bring up your heart attack and come out here and kick you in the chest, how are you feeling?
Well, as good as you could be feeling after getting kicked in the chest by a guy that... I mean, you know, he said it right there on TV, and it's the first time that he and I have been face to face in that 4 years since a little over 4 years since that happened. And I have alluded to the fact that 10 minutes before I had the cardiac arrest and heart attack, two different things.
Oh.
A heart attack, a lot of times, most of the times, caused by clogged arteries or something like that, a plaque and everything in your veins and that sort of thing. And you usually feel some pain because it gets restricting the blood flow. Cardiac arrest is when your heart, it's usually sort of like an electrical type thing. Your heart just stops. And only 7 out of 1,000 people that have a cardiac arrest survive.
Whoa.
And it's,
How about that for a kick out?
Yeah, no kidding.
Damn.
Well, and just fortunately, I mean, usually those 7 people out of the 1,000 that do survive is because they're in a hospital or get immediate care. And just fortunately, our ringside doctor, Dr. Sampson at the time, he was right there with the paramedics up in Montreal, started CPR immediately, and it was still 22 minutes before my heartbeat. And then they got the paddles, shocked me 7 times. But the crazy thing was, my heart had been knocked off rhythm, I believe, by the elbows by Dolph Ziggler, and it took about 10 minutes for it to just finally just freeze up and stop. And then, but then once they got the heart back on the correct rhythm, I haven't had 1 minute's problem since. I've been fine, knock on wood.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
But anyway, I haven't had any problem until tonight. I mean, here is Dolph Ziggler getting face to face and not only bringing it up, but claiming, he claimed that he was responsible. He said, I should blame him for the heart attack.
Do you blame him?
You know what? I don't know if I blame him, but I think that what we did and what happened in that match and those 10 elbows that he gave me, I think that was the cause. I think that's what was responsible for it.
So one of the things that I heard you say when you were talking to Dolph Ziggler is that you said no matter how many times he's going to change his attitude, he's still a loser. Is that something you believe in Dolph Ziggler?
Part of that was said on the spur of the moment. Part of that was...
That's emotion.
Yeah, part of that was emotion. But let's face it. I mean, all you could do is look at Dolph's track record. And over and over and over, he's tried... and he admitted it himself. I mean, he was on a long losing streak. And he just couldn't figure out what path he should take. And I think that's why he's frustrated now. I think he feels that what he's tried, even recently, is still not working. And then, so this new approach, it didn't work either. So I think maybe Dolph might have to face the fact that there's something more behind this losing streak than just his approach or his attitude.
Well, I thought he had abhorrent behavior doing that to you tonight. So on behalf of SmackDown Live, I apologize. Wrong place, wrong time, and definitely the wrong guy. So that shouldn't have happened, especially to have respect for Hall of Famer. Dolph said here last week, again, the attitude you were talking about, we're like, okay, well, let's see where it goes. And we give a lot of autonomy, and, Daniel Bryan and I and the entire locker room and everyone involved, we try to give opportunity, whether you want to take that and do something super positive with it or negative, because everyone's out there trying to make it and trying to have the best possible thing happen for them.
Right.
So some of it's selfish, and I completely understand that. But again, what he did to you, for me, standpoint, I'm glad you're fine.
Thank you.
And what
I appreciate the concern and I appreciate the apology, but it would feel a lot better if the apology was coming from Dolph Ziggler. But I don't expect that to happen. And I'm not saying that I'm not partially to blame. I mean, you know, I put myself in that
You
situation.
push buttons.
Yeah,
I get
you
it, you
egged him
do.
on a little bit.
You're exactly right.
You do, that's
And,
as you always have.
That's exactly right. And so, you know, I'm not blaming Dolph for what happened tonight. I still blame him for the cardiac arrest, but I'm not blaming him for what happened tonight.
Okay, how about we move things on to a lighter note here? Some
Okay.
big news here for Jerry the King Lawler at the Royal Rumble. He's going to be joining Booker T and myself on the Royal Rumble kickoff show. And even better news for all WWE fans, you are going to be calling the Royal Rumble match alongside Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Congratulations.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. I mean, you know, a little royalty for the Royal Rumble, and the fact that it's such a great honor, the fact that it's the 30th Royal Rumble, and to be able to be back there with Corey and with Michael, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great. I mean, I've been, you know, I've been sort of on Twitter and talking with people and having people. I think some people think that I was going to be in the Royal Rumble. I've kind of teased it a little bit, and so you know, but I've had people saying their favorite part of watching past Royal Rumbles when I'm always surprised by the great surprise guests, and somehow I guess I go, what? They come out. So I'm expecting to do that a few times. It should be a lot of fun. I really can't wait.
Well, I'm looking forward to doing the kickoff show with you as well, definitely. And where's the after party tonight?
King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill, which is at 159 Beale Street. Shane, you got to come by and check.
Oh, right down the street.
Get you some ribs.
Literally 2 minutes from here. Yeah, we've got something that nobody else. I mean, Memphis is famous for barbecue and ribs. We have deep fried ribs.
What?
Yeah, now I shouldn't say that. That's almost like a heart attack on a plate. but no, it is.
Sounds good.
You know, in Memphis, we fry everything, even our ribs. So it's great. It's some good food and a lot of fun over there.
Well, that's where the party's going to be at.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
Bye.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining
Dan.
us tonight, King,
Pleasure having
and
you.
see
Thank
you in
you very
2
much.
weeks at the Rumble.
Looking forward to it.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.